What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. As today we're going to tackle the latest rumors of the day for the Lakers, and there's quite a few to talk about. Some negative, some positive, some interesting, and then all kinds of stuff just surfacing on the web today. We started the day with the main rumor that the Lakers are supposedly, shifting blame to Clutch and LeBron James for the Russell Westbrook acquisition, which it's not the type of news we want as Laker fans, right? We don't want the blame game. We just want everybody to own up and to fix it. That's all we ask for. It's not about, it's like when you get in a fight in a relationship, you don't want to play the blame game. You just want to find and pinpoint the issue and solve it as quickly as possible before it gets uglier. So I do want to talk about that and see what you guys think about that. Also going to talk about a couple of other rumors. I mean, obviously we know Russell Westbrook removes all references to the Lakers, Rockets, and Wizards from his page, except for the Thunder stuff. And also, the Lakers rumored to be interested in hiring Mark Jackson as the next Lakers coach, according to Jordan Schultz, amongst many other rumors. So good to see y'all, though. Welcome to the stream, guys. And again, if you guys are just settling in, we're going to talk about it. Obviously, you see the title of the video. Lakers front office trying to wash their hands and blame LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Clutch for the acquisition of Russell Westbrook. Now, here's my problem with that, guys. Two things. Number one, if you're a front office exec, whether it be Rob Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, anybody who works in the front office, how does this look on you? The fact that instead of owning up to your mistakes, you're trying to pinpoint it on somebody else. If you were peer pressured to make a decision you didn't want to make, then that's on you. That just tells you you're extremely weak-minded and maybe you don't deserve the job. All right. Number two, at the end of the day, everything has to pass through you. So if you green light something, right? If somebody suggests something and you green light it, guess who's going to have to answer, the repercussions and all the fallback? It's going to be you, whoever green lighted it. So you got to make sure you do your research and you got to make sure you do, most importantly, your job as a Lakers exec. There is nothing you can do now. You got to take the fall. You got to take the fall. If you got to land on the sword, you got to land on the sword, whatever is best for the company, or in this case, the franchise, which is the Lakers. That is my biggest problem, man. That is my biggest problem with this front office, is that they lack accountability. I believe in Jeannie, but I don't believe in the people that surround her. Rob Pelinka is a big question mark at this point. He started off right, and now he's really going, south. And then obviously I don't like Kurt and Linda Rambis anywhere near our front office. But unfortunately, it looks like they're going to be a part of it moving forward because nobody has removed them. Unfortunately, we did fire our longtime trainer, Katie Sato. I think that's her name. She was around since the Kobe Bryant days, and I don't know why they're firing her. Are they blaming her for all the injuries or whatnot? I don't know, but I don't like that move. And so, yeah, the Lakers front office continues to on a downward spiral, and they got to fix it quick before it gets out of hand. All right, that's my take on that. What does Laker Nation think about that? While you guys type out your ideas, I wanted to give a quick little shout out to my sponsor, Prize Picks, man. Thanks so much for the sponsorship. As you guys know, right now is a perfect time to dive in. So definitely check it out and make sure you type in promo code DTLF if you guys want to support the channel. All right. Let's see. Does Clutch run the franchise now? No, they don't. But as we speculated, there seems to be a power struggle between the front office and Clutch. And there really shouldn't be no power struggle because you already had 16 championships, so you should be able to take the reins and do whatever the heck you want to do. Now, worst case scenario is this could head towards an ugly divorce between Clutch and the Lakers, and that includes LeBron. So hopefully that doesn't happen because I want to keep competing. But an ugly divorce would mean LeBron wants out. You have to trade him prematurely, and that would mean that also Anthony Davis wants out because I think he's a part of Clutch as well, right? And you have to trade him prematurely, and you got to start from scratch. So I know a lot of Laker fans want that, but you got to look at the bigger picture. It's a bad look on the franchise. It makes us look discombobulated if we can't put a team around LeBron and AD together. It's bad karma because all of a sudden, guess what? It makes it look like you just blamed everything on everybody else and want to start off with a clean slate. And if that doesn't work out, now you're really going to be on the hot seat, everybody, including Jeannie. And so I think we got to be really intelligent about what we do moving forward. Now, all these rumors could be just that, rumors at this point, but let's not let it, get out of hand because that's at this point, it's been all negative talk about our Lakers recently. So I'm not happy about that. All negative talk. And of course, the media plays a big part of that. But the DTLF is Marvel Civil War Lakers Edition Part 2. Facts. Big facts. Craig said LeBron has the best trainers and still gets hurt. He's 37, Craig. There's only so much a 37-year-old could do, especially if he has to carry. His back must really be hurting right now. All right, moving on. I do want to talk about Russell Westbrook removing all references to Lakers, Rockets, and Wizards from his social media. And he kept the Thunder stuff, so maybe his agent told him they're going to try to swing a trade for the Thunder. That's something I had mentioned earlier this season. I said maybe the Thunder would be interested in giving him a homecoming, and they'd be willing to. Now, the rumor says that the Lakers do want to keep 2027 and 2029 picks, so they're going to try to navigate a trade around not trading those picks. Maybe they give up a second rounder, maybe they give up THT. I don't know, but keep your close eye out on the Thunder in that scenario, because the Thunder would be definitely a landing spot for Russell Westbrook, right? What do you guys think about that? He said he deleted every picture on his Instagram. He said, Dan, are you happy to give up our number 1 draft picks with Russ for Brogdon and Hill? Well, you know what, Tony? Rumor has it the Lakers don't want to give up draft picks. Rumor has it they're going to stand, it's going to be one of those things where they stand pat. And so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, or are they playing hardball to try to get a better package? But I do know this. As long as Russell Westbrook and the Lakers find the best destination for him, I think that's in the best interest for both parties. He's definitely not happy with us, and we sure as hell aren't happy with him. Like, I've never seen a hometown guy lose favor of his city so quickly. So quickly, right? That is very disappointing. But all in all, I'll say this about Russell Westbrook. Could it have been the system that has held him back? Sure, but his attitude didn't help. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. And there's another thing about taking accountability. Kyrie Irving just got swept along with Kevin Durant, and he blamed himself for, the lack of, I guess, chemistry that they had this year due to him not getting vaccinated. So shout out to him for taking some accountability for that. I still respect the guy for standing his ground, but I'm going to tell you, Russell Westbrook could definitely take a page out of Kyrie Irving's book, and Kyrie's younger. So, that's what real men do. You take accountability. Talking about accountability, I just saw a clip today where Doc Rivers basically blamed all his former teams for his lack of success. And I came to the conclusion that I really hope that Doc Rivers blows this 3-2 lead. Remember, it was 3-0, now it's 3-2. Because, man, he's really going to look like a clown. He's not going to have any excuses. And the other conclusion I drew up is, please keep this clown far away from my Lakers, because we really don't need a coach like him. He's toxic. He blames everybody but himself. He's not a leader. And that's why the locker rooms end up turning on him sooner or later. So if I'm the Lakers, please look the other way. Mark Jackson is the guy for us. He said, trade Russ for Buddy Hield. Russell Westbrook is from Lawndale. He is not from LA. Well, he's a Cali guy, man. So we definitely, this is going to be a homecoming for him. Hey, Dan, listen, we don't need that kind of negative basketball energy around our team, period. This is Laker Nation. Continue, Dan. Negative basketball energy. And you're talking about Russell Westbrook? Yeah, I agree. That's a fact. Or you're talking about Doc Rivers. Not sure which one you're talking about. They're both the same to me. They're both a big heck no. Westbrook has no heart or integrity or anything. Now, moving on to Mark Jackson, right, is somebody that I've been wanting for a while. Jordan Schultz today tweeted out that for the first time in several years, there's an overwhelming consensus around the NBA that Mark Jackson should be a head coach. Consistent praise from Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green helps a lot, as does Mark Jackson's long-standing friendships with executives Rich Kleiman. Now, he also mentions that both the Lakers and the Kings are interested in Mark Jackson, although he does have an interview with Sacramento this week. So, building with the Hornets too, he said, should any new head coach openings pop up, expect Jackson to be front and center. So, I guess we're not going to be, front and center for his job unless we offer it quickly. What do you guys think of that? So I guess he's a hot commodity now. Remember the video clip I made a couple weeks ago where Steph and Draymond vouched for him? I think that really helped his case. And like I said, I've been saying this for years. He's always been blackballed. He definitely deserves a job in the NBA. Now, If you're the Lakers, do you wait and see, or do you snatch them up before another team does? That is the true question I want to ask Laker Nation today. He said, "What's up, Dan? What's up, brother?" He said, "Embiid is flop bros always on the floor." Is it Mark Jackson for the Lakers' next head coach? I'd love that very much. However, if you just heard what I said, it looks like there's going to be some competition for him. So the Kings are interested. The Hornets might be interested, and other teams, if coaching positions open up, are probably going to be interested as well. So finally, the league is realizing that this guy is a decent to good coach, to be determined, right? Because he hasn't won a championship, but what he's done is he's definitely laid down the foundation, and he's built up the confidence of young players in the making. So I think he can be really good for the Lakers, personally. My boy Tony says to wait. Who would you rather wait for, man? I want to hear names. He said Doc Rivers overrated as AF and is about to blow the Sixers series. I really hope that the Sixers come back and beat them, because then he'll have no excuses. Who's he going to blame next? Harden and Embiid? Listen, he's had plenty of good teams. He got extremely lucky. He had 4 Hall of Famers with the Celtics that were right at the end of their prime, but they were still there. And, 3 of them were. The other one was Rondo, who was in his prime. And a bunch of good role players, and that's why they won the championship. Not to mention they had the officiating on their side. Everybody knows what happened in that finals. But that's neither here or there. Bottom line is, today, go and watch his interview. I posted it on my Twitter account. You can see that he clearly does not like to take responsibility. He said, "Go back and look at my team with the Orlando Magic. I dare you to look at the roster and blame me for it." It's like, bro, you know that those players depended on you, and not only did you let them down, but now you're throwing them under the bus. Embarrassing for any that to me is a big red flag for any team looking at him. If he gets fired from his current job or he doesn't get renewed as a contract, that's a big no-no. That's one thing coaches should always do. They got to land on the sword, man. You can't blame your players no matter what. Is that we need a coach that can get AD and tell him to get in better shape and hold him accountable to be a top 5 talent in the league. I think Mark Jackson can do that. I think Mark Jackson is definitely the preacher that the Lakers need for sure. He said Mark Jackson built the Warriors because the next year they went and won the championship after he was fired for a very small reason, in my opinion. Exactly. People don't see that. People think that it was really Steve Kerr who did all that in 1 year. No, the team was ready to win. The team was definitely ready to win, and Mark Jackson just got bounced at the wrong time, in my opinion, as well. So, is it Dan George Karl? No to George Karl. I've seen him coach superstars before, and he bumps heads with them. George Karl's better for younger teams who are in development, and once they become stars and their ego starts getting inflated, then George Karl's no longer the coach for you. You know, he bumped heads with a bunch of players in the past, and a couple players don't like him. So I say no to George Karl. Mark Jackson, to me, if not Mark Jackson, then I say you got to go down the list. But yeah, he's still at the top of my list. He said Lakers got to take their time and choose the right coach. We just can't rush and get Mark Jackson. But that's the thing. Mark Jackson could be the right coach. The last thing we want to do is get the leftovers as well. So you have to think about that. That's what happened last time. We didn't make the proper bid for Monty Williams. The Suns snagged them up. Then we didn't make the proper bid for Ty Lue, and then the Clippers snagged them up. So we ended up getting the leftovers. And that's exactly what I don't want to do moving forward. I think the Lakers should be decisive, and that's something that the Lakers have. I guess we lack discipline and decisiveness, and we need to live with our decisions, stop finger pointing, and stop blaming one another. You know, that, in my opinion, at least. He said, Dan, I think we should call up the SBL coach, Miles Simons, back up the main assistant coach role. He really turned the whole SBL culture into a winning and motivating basketball. You might be onto something there, and I agree. I would love to see him back as an assistant before just throwing him into the fire as a coach, because that's how you set up people for failure. You know, you want to let them slowly build up. But I do like what he's done with the South Bay Lakers for sure, bro. I agree with you on that, for sure. He said Juwan Howard head coach with Rondo and Phil Handy as coaches. I wouldn't mind that either, Aaron. That's definitely a good option as well. But I still got Mark Jackson at the top of my list. Nick Nurse is up there for sure. He said Avery Johnson. I'd love it, but his name hasn't even popped up as a possibility. So right now that seems like a pipe dream. But yeah, he'd be up on my list as well. I like the little general. He's very angry and very demanding of his players, and that's exactly what we need. We don't need a coach who's gonna come in here and try to be best buddies with our guys. If he does that, he better have a double-sided blade. Like, when you behave, you're good. We're good. But when the ego starts flaring up, he has to knock it down a little bit. So to me, that spells Mark Jackson to me. By the way, if y'all haven't checked it out, man, definitely check out my new track called Bandit. And please smash the like button. If y'all don't like hip hop or whatever, it would also help if you just like. And you don't even have to watch it, man. But I appreciate the support. Everybody with the positivity, man. I'm still putting out tracks a week. Every week I'm putting out a new track. I'm currently working on something new, something really different. So hopefully you guys continue to enjoy all summer long. And we're going to try to pump out as many songs as possible. Is Shaq going to coach the Lakers? No, he's not. That was just that's just him talking. All right. Everybody knows he's perfect where he's at on the TNT panel. And I'm sure TNT would up the ante if a coaching opportunity even showed up, because they would lose a lot if they lose the chemistry between him, Shaq, and Kenny and Ernie Johnson. So yeah, there's no way that'll happen. I really don't see TNT losing Shaquille O'Neal. And I don't see him as coaching material, because he's very biased. He likes certain players. I mean, he shows it in his commentary, and he dislikes others for no apparent reason. And yeah, that's not coaching material. He's not patient. He'll probably strangle somebody if they talk back to him, because Shaq don't got the patience for that. Kobe was the same way. Even though he knew a lot of basketball, Kobe said he never wanted to coach because he didn't have the patience, even though I think he would have made an excellent coach. He said Mark Jackson is a big LeBron fan. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? I can't stand looking at Juwan Howard's ratty face. That's messed up, Henry. Come on, bro. That's a messed up thing to say about a potential future Lakers coach. Yeah, I don't know what to say to that, bro. But I will say that basically covers it for the rumors of the day. Obviously, Mark Jackson and the Lakers interested in him. We talked about Russell Westbrook deleting his social stuff, Laker related. Talked about LeBron and Clutch being blamed internally by the Lakers front office. Did I miss anything? I think that's about it. Now, they want to talk about the playoffs, man. Let's get into these playoffs. They've been really, really good. To some degree, they've been disappointing, because I thought the Nets versus Celtics would at least go to 5 to 6 games. That was a sweep, so that was disappointing. I thought the Hawks could win maybe one more game when they got Clint Capella back. They lost in 5, so that was disappointing. And overall, it's just there's been some really good series. That Timberwolves versus Memphis has been probably one of the best ones. The Suns Pelicans been pretty good, but it was lopsided yesterday when they lost. Hopefully they win another one, force a game 7. The Raptors Sixers has me really intrigued, because if they win one more, anything's possible. So I look forward to that one for sure. But overall, the playoffs have been good. They would have been great had our Lakers been in it, but unfortunately, no. He said, Dan trying to activate his inner Dame. You know what's up, bro? People don't even know how talented and gifted I am, because a lot of people haven't even clicked on my music. Think about this. I'm blessed enough and thankful enough to have 16K subs. And I understand that most of them just interested in the basketball. But man, it'd be nice if I could at least get 1K likes on my songs, man. I'll put a lot of effort into it. That would be nice. But I guess I got to work harder, man. Nothing is given. Everything is earned. And I'm thankful for everything. I appreciate my fan base always. But man, I would really like to get at least a 100K, not 100K, 1,000 likes on my tracks, because they're worth it. But a lot of people, either they don't like it, or they're just here for the basketball. So I get it. But I will earn everybody's respect eventually, man. I'm gonna be on the map. I already got hit up by a couple of people, so it's starting to build up. And I figured, hey, with the spare time of the off season, if I drop a track a week, somebody's eventually gonna notice, right? You're gonna see the talent. So that's my goal, man. I definitely have a chip on my shoulder, and I'm ready to blow, man. I'm ready to blow up. He said, imagine the Hawks trade with us for Russ, for Collins, or something else to balance the money. That would be really cool, man. That would be awesome. But yeah, it's probably not going to happen. You know what I could see, though, if the Nets aren't sold on Kyrie and don't want to give him the money, maybe the Lakers make that Russell Westbrook swap for Kyrie. Think about it. Best of availability is availability, right? So Russ is definitely available. He didn't miss but the last couple games of the season. That's a big contrast to Kyrie. And Kyrie would give the Lakers what we need: a killer, a shooter, playmaker, just a real guard, right? Somebody who actually make their layups. So it could be a win-win. If I'm the Lakers, I approach Brooklyn this summer on a sign and trade. But of course, Kyrie would have to get with the program. He would have to put his ego to the side. It might be too much to ask, but that would be a dream come true for me personally. Now, as far as Russell Westbrook, man, I don't know where he's going, but I have a feeling he's going somewhere to be determined. Hey, everything Lakers 17. Appreciate you, bro. He said, I hit the like on your latest songs. I appreciate you, bro. It truly means the world. And the reason likes matter is because it throws out your track or whatever video you drop the like on out into the public, so the algorithm starts pushing it. So that's why I always ask for those. But I appreciate any support, man. It don't even matter. If y'all don't like my music, it's cool. As long as y'all mess with my videos, man, I'm truly thankful. Kyrie would be insane. He said, nah, we don't want Kyrie. You tweaking because we sounds like a lot of people. Who here would take Kyrie over Russell Westbrook? Because I know I would. I mean, in a heartbeat. All right, let's not be prisoners of the moment. Yeah, he didn't have the best series, but he's still a killer. Like, who wouldn't take Kyrie? That's the real question. You're one of the only ones. Let's see if anybody else here wouldn't take Kyrie. Because then we all tweaking, I guess. He said, Mark Jackson, head coach, Little General Johnson, assistant, and can throw in Rondo and the South Bay Lakers coach as assistant coaches. Don't forget about Phil Handy. I'd love to keep him. Only way Kyrie comes to the Lakers is because his friend is LeBron and Kyrie has only one with LeBron. Well, whatever the reason, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Kyrie wouldn't be available. I know. I'm definitely dreaming, but I'm just saying, like, I would definitely, if I'm Rob, I'm throwing it out there, as a possibility. I'm swinging for the fences to try to win another championship. But that's just me. Like, to me, Kyrie still sounds more realistic than Damian Lillard. It really does. They're going to ask for the stars and the moon for Dame, and I don't want that. Kyrie is one of my favorite team. Would be great. Kyrie, I know, right? But dude said I'm tweaking because he does. Anybody who doesn't agree with him is tweaking. I'll take Kyrie over Russ. He said he just needs to make his mind straight. That's facts. Then I honestly don't care whose fault it is. Just fix it and let's contend next year. Exactly. That's what Laker fans really want. We're not about the finger pointing. The season is over with. We don't care about it anymore. We don't even want to hear about that bullshit anymore. But I will say, they do got to fix shit, and they got to, put their collective minds together and sink in as one, right? They gotta be together on this, because if you got a bunch of people all over the place, we're gonna have another shitty season. Why would Mark Jackson come to the Lakers if he's going to pick his assistants? If they're going to pick his assistants, well, the Lakers have to compromise. If the Lakers really want Mark Jackson, then they should let him pick his assistants. I think any coach that comes in here would like to bring his team with him so that there's no excuses and he can comfortably coach his own style, right? Bottom line. How long have I been rapping for? Man, since I was a kid, brother. I've been doing music, not just rap, since I was a kid, man, to be honest with you. Then my early prediction will be Golden State from the West, and from the East, it will be Chicago. What do you think? Chicago just got eliminated, my man. Tripping, bro. Yeah, Golden State maybe. I think Milwaukee still comes out of the East. But if the Lakers got to target a true role players who have no egos and are willing to do the dirty work, especially on defense, lots of players in the G League who are hungry. Yeah, I mean, look, we can definitely, there's going to be options for the Lakers. We got to be smart, though. The way they were able to acquire players like Stanley Johnson and guys like that, I think that they can continue to plug in. However, you still need certain players with the cachet that can come in to this city that has a huge microscope on it. It's not for everybody. You got to be prime time to show up here. Even Russell Westbrook faded under the bright lights. He showed his true colors. So bottom line is, this city's not for everyone, but you got to get the real showstoppers, man. And Damian Lillard would be awesome. So would Kyrie. I mean, they kind of fit the similar mold. But those are pipe dreams for now. We got to be more realistic. Now, who will Russell Westbrook fetch us? As long as we don't give up too much and we get something decent in return, I'll be happy. But there's going to be options for sure. Yeah, I'm actually glad Chicago got eliminated. I was so sick and tired of hearing all this Caruso hype, only to have them win one game with such a stacked roster and the injury to Chris Middleton, which tells you that people are prisoners of the moment. I told you guys, Caruso, no superstar. He's a really good role player who plays excellent defense. And yeah, maybe we should have let him go, but we got Austin Reeves. So let's get over that. And at least I don't have to I don't have to hear his name anymore. That's I'm so sick. I'm so sick of hearing the name Alex Caruso. It's like, bro, yeah, we loved him as a Laker. He's no longer a Laker. Get over it. You know, people hang on to Alex Caruso more than their ex-girlfriend, man. That's tough. He said, that's good. What do we type in to check out your music on YouTube? Just type in DTLF rap or hip hop, and it should pop up. I do have a whole playlist with all my tracks on there. And I'm on Spotify, Apple, I'm sorry, iTunes, and all streaming platforms have the majority of my music. And then there's some songs when I was learning that are on here on YouTube, but they're not on the actual apps. So if you do want to check out my music, just type in DTLF on Apple Music or Spotify or anything, it'll pop up. I'm the only DTLF on there. That's why I stuck with this name. This is what people know me as, you know. He said, why am I hating on the GOAT? Because I'm a Laker fan, man. Like, you don't hear nobody crying about Kuzma gone anymore or any, like, it gets annoying. It's like, we got to get over it, man. Like, if you really love that player that much that you got to mention his name every day and regret it every day, then you can always feel free to go to and cheer for Chicago. It's that simple. You know, it gets old like real fast, and people overreacting. People overreacting because, you know, he was a very likable player for the city. But we've had plenty of those. I mean, we've had plenty of fan favorites come through here and go through here. I mean, it's just the way it goes. You know, that's life. Can't hold on to all of them. Do the Lakers have cap space as of right now? Not a lot. We have the mini mid-level exception and the veteran minimum exceptions, I think, as of right now. However, that situation can change through trades and stuff. So he said, okay, that's cool. I'm going to tap into music. Appreciate you, bro. Let me know what you think for sure. He said, we dropped the ball with Alex Caruso. Not really. I mean, if he was that great, they would have won more than one game. You know what I mean? Like, Alex Caruso worked for us because he plugged in perfectly with LeBron James. LeBron James does that a lot. He makes guys look like better offensively than they truly are. He did it with Dellavedova. He's done it with other guys as well, you know, along his career. I mean, Tristan Thompson, you know. Caruso was just a role player, and he's very replaceable. And we replaced him already. I'll take – if you had to pick between Austin Reeves and Caruso, who you picking? Be honest. Let's be real. One's younger and has a cheaper contract and has more potential. The other one is, 27 now? And he's getting a decent contract. And, you know, it's not like he's a difference maker. He obviously only won one game in the playoffs, so it's not that big of a deal. That's all I'm trying to say. And I'm sick of, like, fair weather fans saying, oh, Caruso this, Caruso that. It's like, bro, you love him that much? Go cheer for Chicago. He said, Dan, we are trying to go up against young stallions with our donkeys trying to move on, but it feels like dark clouds over LA. We'll figure it out. The Lakers always figure it out. That's one thing we know for sure. You know, the Lakers will always figure it out, and the haters, you know, they're having a blast right now because we're not in the playoffs, whatever. Like, anytime I say something that goes viral on Twitter, their only reply is LeBron's at home or the Lakers are at home. It's like, and I can still have a basketball opinion, and you're just mad because it's true. You know what I mean? So bottom line is this. Haters are happy. You know, they're jumping for joy, but the truth of the matter is that you can't win a championship every year, and this just wasn't our year. It's that simple. You know, these haters act like their favorite team wins it every year, and so they should have the right to talk smack. But the bottom line is everybody crying about the bubble championship and this and that, and we buy our championships. How many stacked teams are there in the NBA that have won championships historically? Most of them have. So the Warriors won 2 like that. The Boston Celtics won 1 in 2008 like that. I mean, the NBA is all about stacking, and the best teams are the deepest teams. I mean, let's not act like Milwaukee wasn't deep last year. They literally had 2 All-Stars and a half because Jrue Holiday's a half. They had Chris Middleton. They had Giannis, who, by the way, MVP. You know, they had a lot of depth on that team as well. I mean, obviously Jrue Holiday, you know, shooters everywhere. They had size, Brook Lopez, veterans. So to win championships, you still have to stack. It's just when the Lakers do it, oh, it's a problem, right? But when other teams do it, nobody's crying about it. That's the bottom line. It sounds like Monk is gone. Who would be the wing to target with that type, Covington or Otto Porter? I hope you're wrong about Malik Monk. I hope he stays. But if he goes, we have plenty of guards we can develop here. Let's start with Austin Reeves and THT, right? Those guys will get the bulk of the minutes and hopefully grow from that. especially if Russell Westbrook is gone. However, if we do have to go out there and grab a veteran to come off the bench or whatever, I wouldn't mind either of the two you mentioned. I really would not. Like either of those two would fit in nicely on this roster for sure. Zach Levine's always has COVID-19. he likes to. He's young, man. He's gonna go out there and kick it with his homies. It's just a part of life, And they be testing all the time, so I'm sure those tests are coming back. Uh, you know. He said Malik won't be here. He won't be worth the price he will be asking. Well, the true question is, what team is willing to overpay on 1 year's worth of production on a team that didn't even make the playoffs, right? Like, here, let me give you an example. Devontae Graham. Devontae Graham had an amazing year with Charlotte, but you don't really hear his name no more. And he's not the same bucket getter he was over there. So that's what happens if you overpay. He could be the next Devontae Graham. Now, I'm not saying, obviously, I believe in Malik Monk, but I'm just saying you have to be intelligent if you're a front office exec. If they overpay him, then, hey, I wish him the best. Thank you for the fun year. We'll always love Malik Monk since Kentucky, but we got to be smart. We can't overpay either. If I'm the Lakers and we trade Westbrook and we have some cap space, then sure, I'd give him about 10 mil max. I'm not giving him more than that. I'm not giving him no 12 to 15 if that's what he's going to ask for. I give him anywhere between 7 to 10 because he's earned that, but he needs to show it to me more. And I do maybe like a 2-year deal with a 3rd-year player option. And if he continues to ball out, then we can work a bigger contract in the next 2 years or so, right? But you have to be really intelligent. You just can't be a prisoner of the moment. Just like when we give Nick Young that big-ass contract, and he ended up not being worth it because he was under Mike D'Antoni that year where he shined and had like 18 points a game in a losing season. So you have to be very careful about what you give a player on a career year during a losing season, because some players are only good on losing teams. And then when it's finally time for them to perform, they drop the soap, man. They bow out. So got to be really, really, really careful. And if I'm the Lakers, I wouldn't overplay my hand either. If Malik Monk goes, hey, we still got Austin Reeves and THT. Even though I really want Malik Monk back because I think he could be a key cog to this team's future. I really do. So, Dan, I just heard some of your music. Very, very talented. You're there already. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much. And yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a big summer. Eventually, I'm gonna start dropping music videos, trying to get back in shape and do the right things. Stack the bread and get the money right to shoot some high quality videos. So we got some stuff in the works this summer, and like I said, man, it's only a matter of time for your boy. So the record labels come knocking down the door, man. I'm one of the very few Mexicans that has this modern style of music in Cali, right? Representing the right way, not no Tekashi 6ix9ine BS. Trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to put on for my people as well. So, if you want to support your boy, I appreciate it. If you don't, even smacking the like button or even anything you guys do for your boy is truly appreciated, man. One mistake a lot of artists make is they think that is their God-given right to have people lend them an ear. No. This is earned. So if I have to earn it, I will. I definitely will, man. But I appreciate y'all for real. I have a feeling Donovan Mitchell will be a Laker one day. Bro, I would love him. Like he's the closest thing to D Wade and a little bit of Baron Davis I see in there that we've seen in a long time. We haven't had a guard like that since Kobe, so it'd be cool. We need an album, Dan. We get enough views and listens on my tracks, and we'll get that album. But we need more support, baby. Let's get that up there. Would I consider Charles Barkley as a coach? No, I would not. Absolutely not. I think Charles Barkley is funny. I think he knows the game, but I don't think he's coaching material. It's just you have to have unbiasedness and you have to have a backbone to be able to coach. And you have to be very stern. Now he has a stern part, but he's just biased, just like Shaq, where they would have favorites and they would say the wrong things at the wrong times. You see the beef between him and and KD, and he's always getting these beefs because you got to be careful how you approach certain situations, even as a coach. You have to find the right balance. I think Mark Jackson's perfect. Yo, Dan, would you collab with 69? No, I would not. I'm not a fan of his at all, man. We need more Mexicans representing the right way, man. We ain't snitches. That's all him. That's what he likes to do. That's his style. But and I don't judge him. If that's what he likes, that's what he likes. But he's not repping me the right way. And that's what I'm trying to do, man. I'm trying to put on for my people and represent the right way. Dan, should the Lakers go after Serge Ibaka? He's just always injured, He's injured, man. You know, and that's my thing. We need to stay away from those injured players. I mean, we already acquired one that didn't even play in Kendrick Nunn, right? We didn't get none production from Kendrick, right? So, nah, bro, probably not. Even though I like Serge Ibaka, he came on a discount, veterans minimum, maybe low risk, high reward type thing. But and your music's universal, not just West Coast either. I appreciate that, Eric. Hey, I'm glad you hear that, bro. I'm just trying to connect with everybody, brother. I'm glad you hear that, though. That's what's up. Dan, when is Lonnie going to come back on the channel again? Bro has been busy. Let me tell you something about Cali, man. You out here in Cali, you got to be a hustler, man. Especially when you're a parent, man. And so shout out to my bro, Lonnie. He's always hustling, man. He's always grinding. People don't even know, but my bro, he's working on a second, third job, man. So I got nothing but love for my boy. Whenever he's available, he knows. And I just, not just back on the channel, but he could hop in the studio with your boy in the booth and we put out some hot tracks. I don't like the Celtics, but boy, the way they stacked up the wings and paying off for them. So much versatility on defense. What I've been wanting the front office to prioritize forever. They're very talented. I don't like the Celtics either, but they are talented for sure. But I look for them to get eliminated here versus Milwaukee. Now, if they don't get eliminated by Milwaukee, Miami will be my last hope because I don't want Boston anywhere near 18 before us. So I hope Milwaukee eliminates them because they have the talent to do it for sure. He said, Dan, would you give Kyrie a 5-year deal? I would give him a 3-year deal with on the 4th year as a team option. That's what I would give Kyrie. Take it or leave it, you know? Dan, would you try to go after Jeremy Grant in the offseason? No, he doesn't want to take a lesser role, you know? He doesn't want to take a lesser role. So for that reasons, I'll pass. We need players that are going to buy in. The Kyle Kuzma types. This is what I told people about Kyle Kuzma and why I respected him so much. He took a huge hit in his averages and all that because he was trending to become an 18-point-per-game scorer throughout his career. But, you know, he took a backseat in order for the team to prosper. And there's not a lot of players that are willing to do that. And when they do, they get slandered, right? So it's understandable. Jeremy Grant doesn't want to do that. So I'll pass on him. Yo, Dan, what's your favorite Mexican rapper? Who inspires you? Actually, my favorite rappers aren't Mexican. I do like Immortal Technique, though, if I have to go with a Hispanic rapper. Obviously, I grew up on Cypress Hill and all that West Coast stuff. But my favorite rappers are black, bro. They're the best of the best. Let's be honest, man. And Nas is one of my favorite rappers. Obviously, I grew up on Snoop, Tupac, you know, a couple of underground rappers. None that I could think of right now, but yeah, a couple. What is it? A to Z, Dilated Peoples. I mean, I listen to everything, bro. I'm very versatile when it comes to my library. Heck, I love oldies as well. I love jazz, but I listen to a little bit of everything. You'd be surprised if you go through my iTunes. You'll be like, what is this doing up in here? Everything, man. So you have, in order to make music and be open minded. I even listen to the new stuff. I mean, obviously, I love T Grizzly. 21 Savage, Future, all kinds of stuff, man. All kinds of stuff. You just have to be open-minded when it comes to making music. That way you can connect with different genres and different people and everything, man. I want everybody to be able to listen to my stuff. Everybody. Daddy Yankee? Nah, I didn't really grow up on that, but I've heard a couple of his tracks for sure. Dan, is it crazy that I want Hayward, Oubre, and PJ Washington? We need wings bad, bro. Well, it's not crazy. The only thing is, I would really throw caution to the wind when we're talking about injured players that are consistently injured. And Hayward is one of those. So I'm not sure I want one of those, but anything's better than Westbrook, I guess. Do you like metal? If you do, what metal band do you listen to? I used to like rock in the early 2000s, bro. I like alternative more than anything. The Gorillaz, Red Hot Chili Peppers, stuff like that. Metal, Linkin Park. I literally have a Chester Bennington poster right there, man. R.I.P. to one of my favorite now. And that's like light metal. It's not like heavy stuff. But obviously, that there were some of my inspiration. People don't know when I first started doing music, I was doing hip hop rock fusion, and I would sing on there and I would rap on there. So yeah, I'm very versatile, man. He said you don't like SPM, King Lil G, and all that. I mean, they're cool, man, but it's a little outdated for me, to be honest with you. Like, I don't listen to none of that stuff anymore. That's like high school days, and very little I listen to. Dan, do you like Psycho Realm? They are the best Mexican rap. They're decent for sure, man. They're decent for sure. He said YG new snippet sounds fire. YG, yeah, I like YG. Corridos, yeah, of course, man, of course. You know, I'm a big Chalino Sanchez fan, bro. Very versatile when it comes to music. Trust me, man. Yeah, like I said, you listen through my iTunes, I got a little bit of everything, bro. I even like Corday, man. That kid is a beast, man. I really hope the Lakers hire Mark Jackson. Everybody does. At this point, Mark Jackson, I think, is a hot commodity. Like we read Jordan Schultz reporting that a lot of teams are going to be interested in him. He said, Dan, man, you never answered my question. I'm out, man. Live it up. I just read it, man. I can't read all the questions, brother, but my apologies if you think I ignored it, I did it. He said, what Hispanic MCs are popular right now? That's a good question. I'm trying to be one of the first ones on mainstream, bro. I'm trying to be featured with some of the best. That's my dream. And I got main dreams, bro. I'm trying to be a heavy hitter, a grand slam hitter. And that's what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to rep the right way. But we'll see. Do you like Metallica? Nothing else matters. Metallica was cool. Yeah, I grew up on that stuff, man. When I used to skate way back in the early 2000s, bro. But I haven't heard them in a long time, to be honest with you. No, sir. He said, yo, Dan, I write music and make tracks. Hopes for a collab. Send me your stuff, bro. People always trying to collab with me. I want to hear, I want to see if our styles mesh. And yeah, I'm always open-minded to stuff, man. What do you think about who? Cheeto who? I don't know who that is, bro. Dan, to be honest, do you think the Lakers will make a big move before next season or more of the same? I think they'll make a move. I'm not sure how big it'll be, but I think they'll move things around to try to fix the current roster for sure. They got to, man. They have to. They can't stand pat. He said, we find talent very well through the draft and development leagues. I think we should try to get more capital to more of that. I think the Lakers will. That's a good point. And we need to keep doing that. Obviously, we keep finding steals in the draft. And like you said, the G League, we got Caruso from the G League. They're gonna continue for sure. I'm sure they will. I am sure they will. He said, if the front office keep blaming Bron, then probably he's not gonna sign that extension. Look, I don't want to say this, but it looks like we're heading towards an ugly divorce between the Lakers and LeBron. All I'm hoping for at this point is that he plays out the rest of his contract and we remain competitive till the end. That's all I can hope for as a Laker fan because I don't know where this is going. I don't like it, to be honest with you. We've been in turmoil ever since Dr. Buss passed away, and I don't like the fact that we're continuing to muddy up the Lakers brand. And so they have to fix that quickly because I believe in Jeannie, but she has to believe in herself instead of listening to Kurt and Linda and all these other people, man, on the side. She has to be strong right now and do what's best for the franchise for sure. He said, who do you rate high, Dan, THT or Austin Reeves? All right. So I'm not trying to be a member of recency bias, right? But I will say this, Austin Reeves plays the right way. He really doesn't force it. The difference between him and THT is obviously THT is more athletic and more gifted offensively, right? But defensively with his instincts, his basketball IQ, and the way he does certain things, it's he's very talented, man. I love them both. But I give the edge to Austin Reeves only because he plays the right way. If THT can learn to be under control, not turn the ball over as much, not force the issue and get tunnel vision sometimes, and improve that jump shot, then he would be the better talented player because his athleticism is superior, and I think he has more in his bag of tricks offensively. But as of right now, I really like Austin Reeves, and I give him the slight edge, but I like them both. I like them both. I remember when you drop Christian songs, bro. Now you dropping sexual content. You're growing right before our eyes. Hey, man, listen. I still have love for that time when I was doing those songs because my friend, he's very about God. Shout out to my boy Seth. He approached me about making an album like that. It was good for the community. But I've been making, street songs before that, because I'm from Compton, bro. That's the way I grew up. But you know what? I wouldn't even mind doing more of those kind of tracks, because I really had a great time with my boy, and we put out positive message, and a lot of the youth actually was commending us on that. So that was a time that I was just like, man, this is inspirational, right? And like I said, my boy inspired those albums because it was his idea. I was rapping about different stuff, and my boy was like, nah, remove that, and let's just make it all positive. And I was like, okay, cool. But one of the very first tracks I dropped was a diss track for all the Laker haters, man. So you know, it's not that I've been growing before your eyes. It's just that that was a time of that I suppressed it in order to bring some positivity to the community. And I'm still trying to make positive music like that. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes it's good to freedom of speech and expression, man. That's what hip hop's all about. He said maybe this offseason or next, Brown will probably sign a 1-year deal. I wouldn't be shocked if he does, but I think he's going to wait to see if things are doing the right thing, like if the Lakers are on the right path. That's what I think he's going to do. He says, still amazes me that Kurt Rambis and his wife have all the power over Pelinka. It really shouldn't be like that. But that's the problem when the wrong person is put in power, is that they're making the wrong moves. We do need to get rid of them for sure. Hey, Dan, I was wondering how tall you are. I'm 5'11 and a half and 6 feet with shoes. So, yeah, that's how tall I am, Jeremy. I'm really 6 feet, bro. And I have a good wingspan, too, so I'll be blocking shots and stuff. He said, what's up, Dan? What do you think about Mac Mcclung? I think he's still very raw. I mean, he was great in the G League, right? He was really good in the G League, but I think he still has some development. I wanted him to show me something crazy. The last a couple games he got an opportunity, but he still looked like he needs more time to develop. So I think once he gets his feet wet, he might be a nice little player in the NBA. Now I'm not sure what type of player is he going to be. Is he going to be a role player, or is he going to be more than that? To be determined. But I like young talent, man. Get rid of Rambis. He said, Dan, one more thing. He said, Louis Mario Freeze, aka Be Real from Cypress Hill. Will he ever go solo? I don't know, man. I don't know, but listen. I'm all West Coast. Like I love everything. Like also, let's be real. Like there was a time in during the mid 2000s, like 2008 through like 12, where Texas rap was on the map too, and I was like really a big fan of the Grills and all that stuff. I mean, that was dope. You had Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, like all that stuff was motivational for me as well. Obviously, then you had some R&B takeover with the T-Pain and so all this stuff, man. All this, I just like a lot. Hip hop is my favorite genre, and I like a lot of artists, but I try to take a little bit from here, a little bit from there, and then put my own flavor into it. That's what I try to do. But Cypress Hill is definitely one of the early favorites for me. What's your wingspan, Dan? I've never measured it. That's a good question. I don't know, but it's pretty good, man. I got long arms, bro. I got long arms, like really long arms. Like I'm skinny, but I got like really long arms, bro. You can't even see it in the camera how long my arms are, and my hands are pretty big. He said, Dan, do you bring Dwight Howard back? If he wants to come back, sure. But we got to make sure that whatever coach we hire is going to use him properly. Because if not, then it's irrelevant, right? Why have him on here when if you're not going to use him? And rumor has it that Carmelo Anthony wants to come back as well. But I'm not sure in what direction we're going to go. I wouldn't mind him under another, veterans minimum contract. But again, is how we use him. No more small ball, no more playing him at the 5. Heck, wouldn't even like to play him at the 4, but I give that a green light off the bench. But it's all about, it's all about how it's just all about being smart this summer. Every decision we make has to coincide with the next one, right? What coach we get has to coincide with what kind of players we look for, has to coincide with what kind of system we're going to run, has to coincide with everything. We got to be on the same page. What NBA player do you hoop like? Ooh, that's a great question. When I was younger, they used to call me Manu Ginobili, and then I started working out with the weight vest and grabbing the rim 2 hands, and I became really explosive before my injuries. And then, me and my brother we play a lot of pick and roll in the park, and we would go like 6-7 games without losing one, like running the whole park and next. And it was, I kid you not, there was a point, well, maybe because I love Kobe and everybody saw the gear and stuff, but they would call me Kobe in the park. And of course, I'm not making that comparison. But I'm versatile, man. I can score. I can get really hot. I can play make. Like I'm sick off of pick and rolls with, especially with my brother. We have that chemistry. Like people know right away. They're like, y'all brothers, huh? Because y'all know each other really well. You know, just a heady basketball player, but I'm very smart when it comes to playing ball. So, but I'm trying to get my athleticism back, man. I'm trying to get back to my target weight, which is 170. And that's the goal. Once I get there, I'm gonna feel amazing, and that's when I really want to shoot YouTube. Like people have been begging me to shoot YouTube videos of me hooping. I really wish that in my prime I shot those videos, man. It went over my head. But yeah, I was way better a couple years back before the injuries, but now I got to get back to it, man. I played a little bit ball in high school, but it was more recreational because I went to a continuation school, and yeah, they were never good about consistently having a team every year. But yeah, we would travel and play different competitions just for practice and stuff like that. I said every day since the shadow GM was revealed that the Ramby are the cancer that needs to be removed from the organization. Yes, they are, and you were right about that. So Dan, Katrina says, Dan, I loved your tribute video for Kobe and his daughter. I watch it every year. Now you are awesome. Much love, Sis Cat. Thank you so much, Katrina. I appreciate that. And that was actually one of the hardest videos for me to make. Like I was in tears when making that one. So I actually try not to watch it unless like it's an anniversary or something. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Really nice of you to say. Dan, what about Avery Bradley? Would you bring him back? No, I would not, because I want Austin Reeves, THT if he's still here, Malik Monk to get the bulk of the minutes at that position, because there's just, all three of them are more gifted than Avery Bradley offensively. Now, defensively, I agree that Avery Bradley might be better than 2 out of the 3, but I still take Austin Reeves' defense over Bradley's because Avery Bradley gambles too much. That's one. 2, I feel like offensively he was just so inconsistent. So for those reasons, I would rather, He said Dan was acting up in school and gangbanging. No, I wasn't, bro. I never gangbanged, bro. Never. I was actually, they were trying to recruit me and stuff, but nah, bro. I always focus on family, basketball, and just living my best life. He said marketing sheet. He said I'm down for the team to sign Dan. If this YouTube thing doesn't work out, at least we know he'll give max effort most nights in his 20 minutes. Nah, bro, I'm 31. You don't need me. After the injuries, I haven't reached the peak of my athleticism. I wouldn't sign myself on the Lakers. Like, I'm not going to put myself in that category. But I appreciate the thought. Yeah. Dan, what kicks do you wear when balling? Kobe's or? I used to have some, the high top Kobe's, the 10s. Those were my favorite, man. But I wore them out so much, they ripped on the bottom and everything. I played tournaments with those. I played just so much pickup ball, indoors, everything. It literally, and then I was not able to acquire another pair because of the whole, the shortage of shoes and all that. But I will get some Kobe's again. Right now, I'm hooping in some what are they? The 2s or the 3s? They're really comfortable, man. The Giannis shoes, really, really comfortable. Since I do a lot of street ball, that's what I hoop in. If I was indoor, I'd probably hoop in some Kyrie's, some Kybrids. Really, really dope shoes. I like them because they hog up your ankle for like quick cuts. I like to play a lot of pick and roll, old school basketball. So when people set the screen, I got to make quick cuts and then make the defender pay. If he goes under the screen, I shoot. If he doesn't, I hit the roller with the bounce pass behind the back, whatever's available. So that's my style of play, bro. I'm a point guard. Am I a sports car collector? I just, you know what, bro? When I was younger, I had a couple of them, but I didn't know the values of them. I have a couple hanging from the. I don't know if you can see them right there on the camera, but I got like this Kobe versus Jordan portrait, and it comes with 2 cars. I have a couple collectibles, but I won't sell them. They're just for me, So I really don't do it for value. It's more like it's valuable to me, so I hold on to it. I haven't even checked the value of those. So I guess you don't really call me a collector. Just I love sports memorabilia, whether it be jerseys, cards, magazines, whatever. I have a bunch of magazines, especially when Kobe passed. I had to buy all of them, man. Just all of them of his career. You see the books in the background, the Mamba Mentality one. I'll just anything that Laker related, man. That's most likely what I collect. He said DTLF can be the composure point guard off the bench like Rondo. I wish. That would be a dream come true to play for the NBA. But you know how many people fight their whole life to even get an opportunity? I mean, you still have Andre Ingram in the G League. I don't know how old he is. But people fight just for an opportunity, and it wouldn't be fair for me to leapfrog them, just because of my YouTube status. I mean, it's nice that y'all think of me like that, but nah, bro, I ball for fun because I love basketball. My little nephew, though, he's gonna be something, though. I'll tell you that. He's gonna learn the skills, the post game of his dad. He's gonna learn the crossovers and everything from me, the jump shot. And if he puts those two things together, because right now he's obsessed with basketball. He wants to go every day. So it reminds me of me when I was younger. So that's gonna be a blessing. He even said he wanted to be in the NBA. You never know. They start off young. He's only 10 years old. So he just developed his love for the game this month, and we're already playing pickup games whenever he comes over for the weekend to visit. We play pickup games almost every day, man. And he be getting blisters and shit, and he still wants to go play. So big ups to him, man. Shout out to my little nephew X, Xavier. He said, I love the Kobe 9s high tops, man. Such a cool shoe. It is, brother. It looks like a superhero shoe, right? And I like high tops. The way they hog your ankle, you don't really roll it. And that's why a lot of people want Anthony Davis to wear high tops, right? For sure. Less than 2% actually make it. Getting drafted is like winning the lotto. That's what I'm saying, bro. So even though I love the fact that people even think I would even, sniff out a chance at the NBA, nah, man, there's levels to this. I mean, I once saw a documentary, not a documentary, but a YouTube clip of Scalabrine, who never get Brian Scalabrine, used to play for the Celtics, never used to get playing time. But it was a fan favorite because he was like the Robert Sacre of Boston, I guess. And I saw a video of him hooping up versus like athletic average Joes who thought they had a chance at the league and just destroying them. So I'm really realistic when it comes to this stuff. And I know I would have zero chance versus those actual athletes. Even the suckiest ones would school me. So I got respect for NBA players, man. And I've stood next to them. And they're huge, man. I took pictures with a couple of them. I got to meet Blake Griffin. I've got to meet Devin Ebanks, who used to play for the Spurs. I got to meet a couple players in my day, and I always ask them questions like how hard it is and all that. And that, you just have a different respect for them when you actually get to meet them and you see just how athletic and just how phenomenal talent, like gifted these athletes are, that even the average one that we think sucks on TV is, a million times better than me on the street. So, but I appreciate y'all, man. Always good conversation. Thank y'all so much. Again, if y'all didn't check out my track Bandit, please make sure to at least smash the like button on that. You can leave a comment. That'd be great, man. Always inspirational. I'm going to keep dropping tracks. I'm going to keep bringing you guys the latest Laker content. And I'm trying to add to my second channel, man. I'm trying to make time for that. Like I promised you guys, I will eventually do it, but I got to make time for that. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys are awesome. Per usual, man. Love Laker Nation and everybody else who respectfully joins and comments. And again, major shout out to my sponsor, Prize Pigs. We doing big things over here, man. Keep it up, guys. I will see you guys if anything, if anything hits the ground running, you know where to find me, guys. Any breaking news, any rumors worth talking about, or even I might pop in for some playoff talk here and there, especially we get the great games like the other night. John Morant, y'all know I don't like his attitude, but his game is phenomenal. I almost bought his jersey, and y'all see why. He's just amazing. All right, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great night. Peace.